Well, good evening. It's Saturday evening here at the shop. What we're dealing with here this evening, we have primer on the car. We have a few zebra lines on the hood, but that's okay. It's only primer. That don't matter. So anyway, yes, it's got 3 coats of primer on it. We are dealing with a different brand of primer here. I actually don't know. I was actually skeptical on how it was going to turn out because I wasn't familiar with it. I had to stop using DuPont products because it was too expensive, and honestly I just needed to try something else because honestly I think there's something better out there than that. So I did. This is, what's the name of it? Hang on a second here. 5-star Extreme. Anyway, it's cheaper. Don't get me wrong, it is cheaper, but I think the quality is better. Cost effective wise was the main thing that I wanted to worry about. I didn't really want to spend a lot of money when it comes to this. Talking with different body shops and including the one that I'm friends with the owners with, they say that, I mean, like, I'm paying way too much money for products like Nason, DuPont products that I was purchasing before. I was spending way too much to paint a car, and I kind of had to agree. Like, I mean, it's way too much if you're spending $300+ just on primer alone. Like, I spent $170 to prime this vehicle, and I still have half a gallon of primer left. So that goes and tells you something right there. So if anybody's, if you guys do what I do, you kind of paint your own car kind of thing, and you do it your way, well, maybe it's best if you kind of take a look into that stuff. It isn't, the guy I'm dealing with, the distributor I'm dealing with, does deal with waterborne or water-based paints. This is actually the old style stuff, so I guess a lot of body shops don't really use it because they've gone to water-based. I think they have to because of environmental nonsense, but this is the old traditional stuff. Anyway, I primed it. I mean, there's 3 coats of primer on it, so I'm gonna let it cure. The distributor I bought it from, he said, it's like, I hope you don't plan on painting your car right away. If you're not in too big of a panic, it's a good idea to let it sit for a minimum of a week. I said, yeah, that's no problem, because I mean, I don't even have my base coat yet. And he says to mix it 4 to 1 to 1. So 4 parts primer, 1 part reducer, and 1 part, what was the other stuff? It was like a special, well, it was a reducer and then the 1 part activator, actually. He said to reduce it that way, and it actually, the primer kind of sets better, especially if you're dealing with bare steel. I had a lot of bare steel on the roof, and he explained to me that certain primers won't actually bond well to bare metal. I kind of did know that, but the thing is that, with Nason products, they were pretty good with bonding to bare steel, so I didn't really ask him about different primers. So, but he went ahead and offered me primer that would definitely bond to bare steel better than, the other stuff that he was trying to offer me, so to speak. So, which was good. I mean, that's what I wanted. I absolutely wanted something that was going to definitely bond very well, and it did. So, I mean, I sprayed it. I didn't use a regulator, so I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of a zebra line in it. I mean, you kind of do anyway when you prime a vehicle. The thing with primer is it's thicker, and it sprays the, anyway. You kind of get a little bit of a zebra line in it, and I mean, I got a little bit of that. I wasn't using a regulator. I don't normally use a regulator when I'm priming a vehicle because, like I say, this isn't final coat. When I use a regulator, that's when I'm using my base and clear. I usually run, 18 for my base and 22 for my clear. I think, is that what I use? I can't remember. I have it written down, but that doesn't matter. I don't use the regulator for my primer. I never do. So I'm going to let this sit, and then I'm going to go at it with a scuff pad or a scratch pad or 800 grit sandpaper. It doesn't really matter. It's got to be sanded after, and after you sand it or scratch pad it, the zebra lines will be gone. And actually, right now it's a very rough texture. Like if you were to feel it right now, it's very rough. Like, I mean, it's you know, it's rough. And that's kind of what primer is intended to do. It's supposed to fill in little imperfections, and not only that, it gives something for the paint to stick to. So once I scratch pad it, it'll be smooth as silk, and the primer will actually lighten in color. It'll be like a lighter gray. Right now it's kind of like a medium dark smoke gray. Well, that's going to change after I scratch pad all that. So I'm going to let it sit for a week. I'm not doing anything in the shop with it until next week. I'm going to just leave it sit here in the shop, and you know, I'm actually going to replace the bumpers. Actually, I'm not happy with these bumpers. They're a little bit beat up, more than what I really wanted to invest more time into, so I'm just going to end up replacing them, I think. I don't think I'm going to paint these. I don't like the way that's looking right now, so I think I'll just leave the bumpers for now. I did the mirrors. They're sitting right over there. I think I'm just going to leave it and just worry about the car and the mirrors and the bumpers. I might just, you know, put that on the side burner. As long as I get my base and clear done, it can go out the door. So the bumpers I might just leave for, you know, I might get replacements because I'm not happy with them at all. The this one is the back one, and the front one actually has a big split in the side of it. Now you could fix it with putty, but I mean, like, look at here. Like, I mean, it's the car must have come into contact with something before, or somebody did a botched body job, because it looks like there is putty in this particular molding, and I don't know. I'm not happy with it, so to speak. So I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna replace them. I honestly think I'm just gonna replace the moldings, and a friend of mine at the body shop, he can get it at cost for me. So I mean, if I order through him, he can get it at cost. So I mean, I can get it for next to nothing. So I think I might just go that route. I haven't decided yet, but anyway, like I say, like, that's the time can come. I mean, as long as I get the base done and the clear coat done, I mean, that's good. So I'm gonna let this sit and cure for a week in the shop, and maybe even 2 weeks. I don't know. And then after that, I'm going to base it and clear it. And the stuff that doesn't involve the bumpers, like the door handles, the badging, emblems, whatever else, that's going to all go back on the car after I wet sand the clear coat, if need be. And after that, well, then I'll worry about the bumpers. But yeah, no, I'm going to get it done as soon as I possibly can here. But anyway, I thought I'd give you guys a quick update. That's what's been going on with the car. It's basically the first step is complete. So we got a nice rough primary texture. It went on very nice, actually. There was no problems, you know. It looks very nice. You can kind of see a little bit of the zebra lines, and you know, that does kind of have a bit of an issue with air pressure. I might have actually had my gun set a little too low, but I didn't use a regulator, like I said. So anyway, but like I say, it's not final coat. I don't normally use a regulator when I'm priming. You know, some people might say, well, I should, and I probably should use one anyway, but I don't know. It's not final coat, and I mean, all those zebra lines are going to be gone after I scuff pad it, so scratch pad it. Anyway, I'm just happy stage one is finally complete. Today's what, the 17th of February, so I mean, it's, you know, we're getting there with it. We're definitely getting there with it. So anyway, more to come, lads and lassies. You know, stay tuned. Don't party too hard. It is a long weekend here in the Great White Canadian North, so if you guys are having any drinks tonight, good for you. I'll be doing the same momentarily. So, hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. Don't party too hard. We'll catch you right here next weekend. Maybe, with fresh base and clear coat on it for you guys, for your viewing pleasure. I'm going to definitely say maybe 2 weeks, just to give myself a little extra time. Take care, guys. We'll see you here next weekend.